Everybody knows the saying in life, there are winners and losers, and which one are you? But actually, I think that we're all really somewhere in the middle on a spectrum, right? I don't think somebody wins all the time or loses all the time. As you can see, I don't have a very athletic build. I have never won an award in my life. Actually, once I was Employee of the Month in my 20s, and I swear it's just because they ran out of employees. It's true. But I will tell you that this has been going through my mind a lot lately, especially with the Great Recession everybody's talking about, is winning, winning, winning. And so here's a story that I thought about, because sometimes when I don't win, I just award myself a prize. So here we go. I worked for a company for like over 10 years that was the best company in the world for what they do. And I won't tell you what it was because I don't want to get in trouble. But I can tell you they were like here. They were like the best company in the world. And they were always winning awards and accolades and recognition. And we were so proud to work there. We'd all stand there in the hallway and we'd clap for ourselves, winning, right? Didn't do a thing for us, but we'd clap and they'd put a little print or a little plaque up on the wall, and we were winning, and that was so exciting. For a while. It was fun at first. And then after a while, it wasn't so fun, because if you've ever worked for the best company in the world in whatever it is you do, you know that the only way you can work for the best company in the world is if you're perfect. You have to be perfect all the damn time. In fact, if you're less than perfect, somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder and tell you you're not perfect, because you are pulling down their average. You are not making them perfect. So you have to work and work, and sometimes you like spill your guts and you like bleed all over the stage, and you're like, I did my best. And they're like, yes, that's what we expected. That's what we wanted. So I worked like this for years, right? And it was hard. It was so stressful. I was tightly wound. My husband's over there. He was very patient through this whole thing. I came up with an idea that would make this great company even greater. So I go over to a VP, right, vice president, and it's not his real name, we'll say it's Steve. And I said, Steve, I've got this idea. And he goes, you know what? That is a really great idea. Thank you for that idea. But you know what? We like you where you are. So we want you to stay where you are. And I was like, oh, because that idea would have given me a nice promotion, a little bump up, right? But that's it. And so it crushed my soul. So my soul was crushed. But I didn't leave it there. I worked through it for a couple of months and a respectable amount of time, and I went over to another VIP. The whole place was like loaded with vice presidents. There were so many of them. So I went to some other guy, and face it, it was a guy, and his name was like Tom. His name's not Tom. But I went to Tom, and I said, Tom, I have this great idea, and Steve thought it was a good idea, but I want to know what you think of it. So I tell him my idea, hoping I get a promotion, and he goes, oh my God, Kate, that is such a good idea. But you know what? You can't do it, right? You can't do that idea. I mean, you're too low on the ladder. I'm going to kick that up to corporate. I'm going to kick that up to Mike, right? He's going to do it. And I'm like, where the frick is this ladder? Where's the ladder? Because I'll climb it. You don't even have to show me how. Just show me the ladder. So fine. So 2 people now have said no to my idea. Now, lucky for me, this guy was so lazy, and Mike was kind of dumb, that they never took my idea, right? They never actually did anything with my idea, thank God. So I struggled along, and I complained to my husband. Really, he's a saint, over and over, and I thought about it. And like a year later, I just threw a Hail Mary pass, right? I just went to some vice president I don't even like that much, that's not even very good. And I said, listen, I've got this great idea. And I told him the damn idea again. And this time, he really just fixed it for me, right? Because this time he said, you know what? That is such a good idea. But you know, Kate, that's exactly what's wrong with you. You're trying to get ahead. You shouldn't be trying to get ahead. You should just be quiet and work hard and be humble until somebody notices you and promotes you. And I was like, oh my God. In my head, I'm thinking, that is the least humble man I have ever met. And that's the advice he gave. And what's more, he said to me, and don't you have young children? And I was like, oh, did this mom bod tell you? I do have young children. At the time, I had young children. And he said, don't you want to spend more time with them? You shouldn't be thinking of ways to get ahead. You should be spending time with your family. And I'm thinking, he has young children. No one cares. Well, you would think that I would have left after all that, but actually I didn't. You know what? I mean, it really takes an anvil to the face a few times before I figure it out. But eventually, I did indeed leave that company. And you know what I did? I awarded myself. Nobody wanted to give me recognition. Screw it. I gave myself my own company. And my own, right? I know. It's true. It's true. And not only that, I charged 3 times what I was getting paid at the perfect company. And you know what else? They were my biggest customer for 10 years. Thank you.